Advice Tech Live, Jay, and thanks for having us on, is a community project, as hopefully you guys have seen some level of advertisement around it. It's an attempt to do a hosted party of all the people in fintech who are building advice experiences. The theme this year is advice engagement and the future of tech enabled delivery of advice. And what we wanted to do is create an accessible experience where all financial professionals and students of advice can come and actually experience what's being built, what's new this year, and what's coming. So we have 20 demos that are the core, Jay, of putting them on the main stage and say, what are you building in 10 minutes? And now move on to the next one. And so the challenge is that a lot of advisors just don't get to see what's coming. And we hope to really bust that challenge with this. It's the fourth year we're doing it, benefits charity. Think of it as a huge potluck. Everybody just bring your ideas. Let's share it and expose what's being built.
All right. So you talk about it being for charity. You guys have this amazing list of benefactors. Allison, could you talk a little bit about the benefactors, the partners, and what you guys are doing with that program?
Absolutely. So thanks again for having us. And this year we've decided to work with two different charitable organizations, both Invest in Others and Leukemia and Lymphoma Foundation in the name of Gavin Spitzner, working with two really amazing foundations to not only help get the word out about important technology, but Adam said it's a charitable event. We really want to make sure that we're supporting who's doing great things in the industry from a charitable perspective. And we tend to pick different charities every year. And these are the folks that we're working with this year. And they've just been phenomenal, and we're so excited to support their causes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Lymphoma and Leukemia Society. Having had lymphoma myself and having been friends with Gavin, this year's benefactors, I think, hit a special spot with me. Tell me, last year, how much money did you guys raise for the benefactors?
Last year we pushed, I think, a little over $30,000. The idea of the event is that because it's a potluck, right? So it costs some money to run this event, significant amount. We basically collect money equally from every single sponsor. And if we have leftovers, that's really what goes to lymphoma. This year, we actually got some big names that you'll see actually profiled in our keynote that decided to do major sponsorships for the charities, which enabled us to provide the entire program for free, Jay. So there's no ticket charge for advisors to get in, which is awesome. No excuses not to sign up and get those recordings if you can't make it in person. But we expect we'll probably push $50,000 this year, which we're really excited about.
That's fantastic. Viewers, listeners, you can also go to the AdviceTech.live page and donate directly to these benefactors that the team are promoting. Let's talk about the agenda. Okay. So when you look at the agenda today, if you're a financial advisor, Adam, what should advisors focus on first? What do you see as the big draws?
I think the first thing is the showcase, right? We're basically doing four 10-minute demos from 5 companies back to back. And Allison hosts it, so she knows this one really well. We've done it every single year, and you can see there's groups A, B, C, and D over the 2 days. We had a lot of requests this year to break it up and not actually do this all in one day because people couldn't take it. So we did break it up into the afternoons of 2 days, the 2nd and 3rd of November. You're going to see a fantastic technology, some which you'll relate to, some you've never seen before. There's some big names there like Morningstar and Redtail, as you can see. And there's also some of the newer companies you have not seen that are coming out of left field. Also, Holistiplan is going to be there showing what they're building. So I think you're going to see really a lot of focus on the demos. But there's some new stuff that actually Allison is running. Maybe you want to share, Allison, on the expert panels.
Absolutely. So great point about the tech demos. We really want to get everyone equal billings. Everybody pays the same amount to be here and join us as a sponsor and support our charities and have the same amount of time to talk about what they're working on. I do want to call out that I've had some great prep calls with some of these tech sponsors. And I can think of 5 or 6 right off the top of my head who are going to be making major announcements of new features and new products that they are rolling out, knowing that we're going to have some great media at the event and also just a tremendous amount of advisors in attendance. So get to this event to see these amazing product innovations that are going to be coming from our tech partners. But another thing that you mentioned, Jay, is our expert panels. We had some really great feedback in prior years of really just Adam and myself talking about what we saw, what we loved from the previous presentations. And we turned it into a full session for 45 minutes at the end of each day with some really amazing industry speakers and experts to come in and say what really stood out to them, what is just a no-brainer to sign on with, and who's making some major innovations. That expert panel to find out what was really the highlight of each day is going to be really exciting. And we can't wait to have that happen again toward the end of each day on November 2nd and 3rd.
All right. So Viewers and listeners, you can pick up your tickets at AdviceTechLIVE. Adam, this year, the tickets are free. Why the change in policy this year?
I think that the argument that we had was that we wanted to make it accessible to everybody who couldn't get on a plane and go to the industry conferences like Future Proof and T3, right? You couldn't take 3-4 days and spend several $1,000s out of your budget to go see what was being built. And so the whole point was accessibility. We just pushed the limits this time and said, wait a minute, we want no excuses why you can't go, because if you register, you can also get the recordings. It's the only way you're going to be able to see this stuff, because then it's going to get behind closed door again. So the key is, if you want to promote accessibility, even for the students of Advice, you got to find a way to make it accessible. That means no door charge, no expected contribution to charity. That's on if you feel comfortable and want to do it, that's great. But I think the key is we had to align a lot with that. So therefore it's free. No excuses.
I love it. And a lot of that's driven because of your keynote community sponsors, which I think it's important to point out who they are, because they're investing not only in helping advisors build better businesses, but also these charitable benefactors. So InvestNet, Equitable Advisors, Cambridge, Carson, Advisor 360, and Orion. That's a powerful lineup.
It is. We were really lucky to have a fantastic network of community leaders that actually in these organizations that actually see the vision of it. Now, think about it this way, Jay. When else do we get to see 3 competitors get on the stage, leadership, and talk about their vision while each other is listening, plus where they're going? And that's really what's happening. Day 1 and day 2. Day 1 are national firms talking about what's the difference they're going to make in decisions for millions of our customers. And the second group in day 2 is talking about the tech that they're building in these all-in-ones for enterprises that we all use. So the interesting thing about Orion, InvestNet, and Advisor 360 is they're touching hundreds of thousands of advisors. Does anybody get insight into what they're doing? Now let's put them all on the same stage and ask them straight up. And I think in a live forum, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Midday keynotes, and that are flanked on both sides with the tech demo. So there's no way you can miss that one.
Yeah. An excellent agenda spread over 2 days. The speed demo portion of this I find very interesting. I'm a big fan of speed demos. Advisors have short attention spans. You want to get your message across quickly so they can determine if they want to do a deeper dive. I look at this screen. I see, Allison, like you pointed out, the names that you know and some that I don't. And it's my job to know these firms. It's really interesting. Tell me, what could advisors expect from the speed demonstrations at the event?
Yeah, I think for the speed demos, and again, we've gotten a bit of a sneak peek into what folks are going to be covering. They really take the opportunity not just to necessarily talk about what they do as an overall company, but really supporting our theme of advice engagement and helping advisors use technology to deliver great advice to their clients and prospects. And that's really what they're focusing on. And that could be a back office function through a CRM, or that could be very much a client-facing function as well. You know, how these tech companies are supporting advisors and what they do best is really what the event is all about. And like I said, we're seeing just some absolutely phenomenal innovation happening in these tech companies, and they're going to be showing it at our event for anybody to see, like Adam said, without even having to travel. From the biggest names to the newest folks on the block, really impressive stuff. And we can't wait to see what they have to show.
I bet. Allison, are you expecting any announcements during AdviceTechLIVE?
We are expecting some announcements. As we, again, did some of our prep and got these folks ready for the upcoming demos, they gave us heads up because, like they said, they knew that we're going to get some incredible attendance and media will be in the show. So they wanted to give us a bit of a heads up that they're going to actually have some product innovations happening. Companies like Holistaplan, FP Alpha, Bento, and more with product innovation. So you just really can't miss that.
Excellent. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. I tell you, I love this event every year. Financial Advisor TV will try to live tweet the event as you guys are going through it. Thanks for all you do for the advisor community with this event. Advisors, sign up couldn't be easier. Go to AdviceTech.live, simply pay nothing, grab your ticket, and join the event November 2nd and 3rd. Guys, thanks so much for coming on.
You got it. See you, Jay.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, everyone.